If I can start this one. Coach, does it feel like every time you play here, it's just a bad luck charm?
Yes, it does. I think we hit posts and crossbars about, I would say 15 plus times right now over the course of the last, I don't know how many games we played here, 5, 6, and we scored 1 goal. So you're going to get probably a lot of the same answers from me as you did last time we were here. Unfortunately, I didn't think the performance was bad. I thought we created a lot, should have scored, and a lot of 50-50 calls kind of went against us today. I have to see the footage. I don't know if they're all good, but at the same time we have to put the ball in the net, and that's on us, and that's something that it's not luck. We have to do a better job in front of goal. So we still have 9 games left. We think we're very much in the race to win the league, even though we're 8 points behind, I think. But a lot of soccer to be played, and we're not giving up.
To all three of you, it seemed like today was a bit, from a rhythm perspective, perhaps disjointed at times. Just curious, in terms of an on-field and then from the coaching side of things, how you guys saw that play out in terms of able to chain passes together.
Yeah, I thought we had a slower start, maybe first 10 minutes or so. We didn't look great, but then we were in complete control for the next 30 minutes, 35 minutes of the first half. Second half, I thought we started well also, and I thought both goals came kind of against the run of play, where we created chances. I think on the second one, we might have even hit the crossbar, and then it went the other way in transition. And obviously, we could have done a better job, stopping that transition. But it was that type of game where we think we tied it up, and then it goes against us, and so. Yeah, I would agree with you. It was a very, very kind of, you call it choppy, but I would just say the goals came against the run of play, and that's always difficult to take.
Quick question about the call on Rollins on that. Like, was that clearly, did you have objections about it? Do you have questions about it?
I thought it was a foul. I don't know where the foul happened. I got to see it on video. The main official called it outside of the box, and then the linesman called it inside. For those types of calls, the official has to be 100% certain that they're making the right call, because it's a big call. Same thing happened in the first half when we thought we scored and the ball crossed the line, or maybe didn't cross the line, and the goal wasn't called, and I had no objections with that, because the referee has to be 100% sure that it's the right call. So the same thing with the penalty. If it was iffy, if it was not quite in the box, then it shouldn't have been called back or called a penalty. But I got to see it back, so I can't really comment on it.
Michael, just to follow on from Shalene's question, you mentioned a couple of contentious moments, and then obviously Shalene's bullet header was called back, unfortunately. Would you like to see some sort of challenge system in the league?
Absolutely. I said that from day one. I think it would take a little bit of pressure off the officials as well, because they could get some things wrong and not affect the game, and it would give us an opportunity to maybe correct some of those things. I'm all for it. VAR, everything. You have to get it right. I know it disrupts maybe the flow of the game sometimes, but when you have a feeling like this after the game, when you're not quite sure if the calls were right or wrong, I think that eliminates all of that.
Marco, what do you understand from Shalene's goal that was called back? What was the reasoning?
They called offside. It was the player that was on the goalkeeper. She thought that she was interfering. Again, those calls are not generally made off of corners, because it happens so quickly where the header goes towards goal. The player generally doesn't move. Even if they're on the goalkeeper, they don't interfere. Usually they're not called. You would really have to be shielding the goalkeeper or moving. But I got to see it back, like I said. Very unusual call, but it might have been.
I'm sure you don't want to blame officiating for the result today, but how much of an impact was the whistle on both ends for this game?
Like I said, if those calls were wrong, it definitely affected the result. If the calls were right, then it's 100% on us.
Question about the players, Shane. It was really great to have you in the league. My first time speaking with you, so it's great to have you here.
Thank
you. I asked you in reference to that goal that was called back, because I think it was you who got that header. I saw you guys were celebrating. It was a great moment, and all of a sudden you turn on and see the goal get called back. I'm going to go to both of you. What was the feeling like? How do you like balance it back to try and find a way back into the game?
Yeah, I think obviously games are full of highs and lows, and the emotions were high. I think, to be honest, once the ball went in, I wasn't even paying attention to the referee, so I was celebrating because I thought we were back in the game. But that's football, right? Like, some of the calls go your way, some of them don't, and like Marco was saying, like, we don't know when we're on the pitch what's the right call, but we just have to have a resilient attitude to come back. And, you know, we were still fighting. It's just about being more clinical.
That's more for you, Coach. Liz, to you, Coach. Of course, does today really feel like a lost opportunity? You know, Ottawa lost yesterday. You guys are still not too very far behind that. I think just thought it was a given hand, but does this feel like a lost opportunity?
Of course, it feels like a lost opportunity. We very much keep an eye on the table, and you know, we would be lying if we said we didn't. Yes, Ottawa dropping points last night was big for us, but we have to we have to take care of our own business here, and we didn't today. But like I said, there's 9 games left, and we're gonna fight until the last game.
Shalina, just maybe one, just kind of leaning on David's question there. Obviously, your first game here as an AFC Toronto player. Obviously, you've played here plenty of times with national team, but did it feel a little bit different in terms of being here as a Toronto player?
That's a good question. I think I was just so excited to experience it with this group. I think, yeah, they really welcomed me in right from the get-go, and I think our fan base is exciting and people are involved and loud, and I think that's great, and hopefully we can keep growing that. So I was just really, it was excitement being able to play here for this club, and I think that's also why I was so elated when I scored the goal today, because I thought that was like a pretty cool moment. But yeah, you learn from everything, and yeah, just overall excitement, and I think, you know, we have a lot of potential and we won't give up.
Marco, obviously the under-20s is around the corner. Might be 2, possibly 3 players on the way out. Is there any update on that?
Of who's going?
Yeah.
Yeah, Olivia and Kaylee will be going to the U20s. They'll depart after the Ottawa game. So Halifax, Ottawa, and then they'll leave for the U20s. Linda was also supposed to be involved, but she suffered an injury with the first team, so she won't be going.
Thank you.
Coach Neil got in the starting lineup today. She seemed pretty active in those first 20 minutes or so. You know, crossed the ball to Kaylee. She had a good chance saved. What did you see from Neil's game?
Yeah, I think we're looking for consistency on the right side. Kind of the same consistency we have on the left with Colby there. I think both Zoe and Nia have incredible potential, and they've shown glimpses, and they've shown, you know, good moments throughout the year. But we do need that right side to be a little more consistent and a little more effective, like we are on the left side.
One last question? Someone has one? Yeah.
Well, you've, I guess it's for the coach, because you've taken over the Ontario, that 14 to 18-year-old teams, that you'll now have those players feed into your team, and of course the national team as well. But for players that are maybe coming back from injury who are older than 14 and to 18, are you still going to have an agreement with North Toronto, or are you going to, like, how will those players maybe come back from injuries and get back into playing?
Well, our academy is starting tomorrow, actually.
Right.
So very excited about that. I think we have a great program in place. We're going to have 2 teams there underneath us. And obviously any players that are coming back from an injury will make use of the younger teams and integrate them back slowly. Now we feel like we're more complete as a club, because no club is really complete without an academy, and we're very excited about that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.